I'm gonna try and make this video in like a one take kind of thing, because I am clearly not in the best state, which I think is okay. It's been like this like the last few nights, maybe the last 3-4 nights. I like, yeah, and I wanted to, well, I put on the camera because I wanted to share it in a sense, because there might be somebody out there that sees it and just maybe they won't feel as alone in their emotions, because we all know, like, of course you're not the only one going through what you're going through, most probably, even though some people might have like an extremely rare experience or something, it doesn't really matter, like, because I think people can relate. A lot of people can relate to a lot of things. But I was just kind of thinking how oh my god, this is so all over the place, but I wanted to talk about my why for this channel, because I think it is very clear to me, like on all my platforms, and the reasons why I have so many different accounts on, and why I deleted my account so many times. Like, I want my online persona to represent me, but that's really difficult because so much of who I am or me is, well, first of all, is unexpressed and even unexplored, but second of all, I might not even really speak about a lot of things to my people because of, in my case, not wanting to bother them. But I still want to be authentic online because this is my space. And I use it as a way of documenting. Like, for example, my Instagram, I haven't posted like on the main feed in a long time, because when I did it because I wanted to. I used it just as a way of creating, but I've always like used my stories quite freely. Like, I post way too much for sure. And I want to keep it like that. Like, I want to, like, I don't see, like, I don't know how to I use it as like a diary, my Instagram. And like the posts that I've posted so far on my feed they are very aesthetically appealing and everything. And that's because I have a um like a hobby or like an interest in photography, and so I planned all my pictures and everything, and so forth. But when I felt that I was done. And so now I haven't posted it in a while. And so I I've always done like stories on things that I think about. Like I've always uploaded stories and long rants and everything. And that's also why I started my YouTube, because I was like, I do this a lot and I feel like I have a lot of things to share and I want to be authentic on my platform. Like, I just got tired of doing the whole thing with the photography thing, and now I feel like I don't want to post more because my feed looks really good and I just like how it looks. And so that's why I wanted to open my YouTube channel, and essentially on here, because it's also a long format, um I'm able to express myself more, I guess, more freely in a sense, and to also show a little bit more of my life. And because I don't know, like, I find being alive extremely difficult. And I think I do find it more difficult because of a lot of things, and maybe more than some people. Definitely more than some people, but I think like I do find it like really hard. And I think that's maybe because I have so high expectations on this life, for example. Like, that might just be my first, you know, flaw in that, in like my mindset, or in like my outlook on life, is maybe I simply have too high expectations. But that's fucking dumb. Like, that is so dumb, because this world is so grand and beautiful, and like, you should really be able to dream, and you should be able to have high expectations of life without feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders or something. Like, I really just want to be alive and be able to be alive without having to exhaust myself over the concept of money. And I know, like, now all of a sudden, like, yes, this is gonna be that type of video, because like I'm actually freaking out. Like, I'm like tonight it's like 4 a.m. Like, I've been crying for the last 2 hours. No, maybe not 2 hours, but like damn near the last 2 hours. Like, I was crying for, I think, a good whole hour, just crying. And then before that, I was just like fighting my own thoughts, like, because it gets so dark and it gets so intense, and it gets like, and it feels so lonely, and it feels like I can't find a like solution to my problems. And obviously now I feel a little bit better, because I'm not like in an active, like, I don't know, existential crisis. but everything just feels so fake. Like, this is not what we were meant to be doing. And I think it's so hard with human connection. I think I'm that type of person that really needs human connection, but I find it so hard to find something that I feel like is real. I think I read somewhere that I'm not sure exactly what indigenous tribe or community it was, but I read that in an indigenous tribe in or a community in South America, they had a saying or like a word to describe autistic people, like they or what the people in the West and Western ideology and psychology describes as autism. They had a word that meant more or less that the one or like the person that's in another realm or like somebody who exists in their own world, and being a person like that was regarded as something beautiful. It wasn't necessarily like it was regarded as like in being in tune with a different side of our realm, or being simply being differently tuned to our realm and our existence. And that was something that was celebrated and respected, because differences is good. And I think that's such a beautiful thing to, or way to view our differences. And I think indigenous communities are so beautiful and so needed, because just as in nature, differences in nature are necessary for the ecosystem. Like, there needs to be different types of trees and different types of plants to make everything go around. And since indigenous communities live in tune with nature, it's just natural that they had that view of somebody that in the West would be like something that's not necessarily flawed but out of order in a negative way. I mean, it is Western psychology, like views the brain from a standard, right? And whatever falls outside of that standard is, well, out of order. That doesn't necessarily mean, like, that's not inherently negative. It simply means that it is out of order, but that also implies that there is an order. And in nature, there isn't necessarily an order like that. And well, I think that it is really, really hard to be alive right now, because I think that human connection is hard, or at least it is for me. Like, finding a real connection with somebody, I think, is very, very difficult for me, at least, because I am a person that feels very strong emotions, and I wouldn't really call myself a happy person. Like, at least not now. Maybe someday I will be able to say that. Like, I am a happy person, but just as happy as I can be, like, I also can be the extreme opposite. And I find it really hard to find authentic connections where I feel safe enough to express my thoughts and emotions without being or becoming a burden to another person. For example, well, not simply because of what could they do, and that's also such like a Western ideology, to be like, oh, what could they do, like. And I don't mean that like for me, it's more just like, why would I share that if there's nothing to do about it, you know? In my head, that would then be unnecessary and would maybe just cause unnecessary harm to that person. Maybe then that person would be, you know, get stressed or something, like over me feeling like I'm and so I wanted to create this video to kind of explain my why, and for that to be like something authentic. Like, even this video, am I gonna be proud of how it looks? And because haven't really said much, I feel like like my point, it doesn't have to be a point. I guess that's the thing. Like, existence isn't based on productivity. Existence isn't based on having a point at the end of the day or conversation. Like, I just wanted to share that the reason for me opening this YouTube channel was simply to express something that's actually real. And that's not to say that other creators are real, it's just to say that, first of all, YouTube is low-key dying. Like, a lot of, like, it's become something that it wasn't in the beginning, which is fine. Or rather, real, like, humanity is dying in a sense. Like, online it's dying, and sadly in the West there's such a connection to the internet, so I feel like it's kind of translated into real life as well. Now, I can only speak for myself. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people that's just like, oh, but my life isn't like that. I have great connections and I can express myself freely with all the people around me, and I'm loved even when I'm at my absolute lowest, or and I can express my deepest fears of life, or even my darkest thoughts and expressions to my people. And if you're able to do that, I think that's absolutely beautiful. But something I think that's like happening online as well is just that and even the people online that are like really good, like people that are trying to use their voice online for a greater good. I think something that's in the West, because I'm talking about the West specifically, that's still, because there's a lot of different types of people online right now, but I think one thing that's missing is still authenticity. Because that doesn't mean, you know, I simply think it's impossible to be authentic in a short format. Even this is just gonna be a few, I don't know how long we'll take, but up to an hour of a 24-hour day and a whole life. And so, even in a long format, I think it's very difficult, but it's also easier. And I think that low quality videos, or not setting everything up with a microphone and a camera and a setting. Now, I did bring this lamp here because it's a good lamp. um, but except for that, I think because it creates the narrative that we as people and as humans are, our expressions, our feelings and thoughts are valuable in every and any form, without having without needing or having like a big message or purpose behind it. Like because there's a lot of people that simply just films a video or just speaking about something and then they upload it, just as I do on my story at times. But I kind of wanted to film this video as well, just to show that this can also be something that is just as valuable. Like, just you rambling about something vague and you being this old. I'm not old, I'm young, I'm still like a baby, but at the same time, a lot of people in my age, 24 again, they do have a lot of things figured out. And I don't believe in age like that. Like, I don't believe in time like that. I don't believe in our existence as like that. But at the same time, I am in a position right now where it feels like I have to figure stuff out and get in line, or else I might, really not have a secure future or at all, because I don't have an income and my savings are slowly running. Well, and it's also like, oh, you shouldn't speak that into existence. No, I know I shouldn't do that, but at the same time, it's just that's just kind of what it is. And of course, like, I can figure it out, but I also just feel like money is not real. Like, money is the biggest lie that all of us are in on. And it's actually driving me crazy. Like, I should not be thinking, what I've been thinking for the last 4 days, like, because of, like, I shouldn't have suicide as my last option. Like, it shouldn't be like that. We're humans. We live on planet Earth. Like, we live on this beautiful, beautiful planet that's got everything figured out for us. We Everything we need is out there in nature, and not in a like oh, you chase your dreams. No, like, in a sense of, we have waters in the rivers, and we have fruits on the trees, and we have plants and medicine and community, and that is enough. And so we shouldn't have to feel like existing is such a heavy burden. And it just breaks my heart that it is like that because I can't be the only one. Like, it's one thing to, like, thank God I got over this night and the nights before and everything, and I wouldn't say I'm in any danger to myself at all. It's just that it should not be this hard to be alive, and I shouldn't have to cry and freak out and feel this pain just from being alive. Like, and it pains me that I'm not the only one. And so if you're somebody that feels the same way, just know it's absolutely valid to be feeling like this. And if you don't feel like this and just think something else, please just shut the fuck up and leave this video or something. Like, but maybe my channel would be able to help somebody find some peace in something, at least knowing that hopefully I'll be able to share one life online for everyone to see in a non-filtered manner. Like maybe this will be able to ground somebody to a sense of connection and community and reality where you don't need to perform. I guess that's what I wanted to say, or like that's my intention with my channel, because of course I want to share and edit my videos, and I want to get better at storytelling as well, but I hope that I'm gonna be able to also just be real on here, because I think it's needed. I think we need more human connection. And yes, it's crazy of me of saying that here, like online through a video camera, but at the same time, like if I don't feel like I have it here and now, despite having a family that loves me and people around me that loves me, it's sad. But I don't know why. Maybe I'm just, what's it called, not weak, but like what's it called when you, the opposite of brave. Like maybe I'm just like the opposite of brave. Like I don't have enough bravery in me to have these conversations with my friends or stuff like that. I don't know, but maybe this can be that. At least it feels better to for me to just speak out. And clearly I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna upload this now because otherwise I won't. And yeah, good night.